everybody, and welcome back to Live Daily. Today I will be doing a video on how to contour your face. Well, really I'll be doing a video on how I contour my face. I know that everybody's face shape is different, but I have sort of an oval face already, so I'm just gonna show you how I contour my face. So I've already got my eyebrows and my eyes and my lips done and stuff, as you guys can already see, but I have left my face bare just to give you guys a clean canvas. I'm gonna start with priming my face with my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. And guys, you don't have to use the same exact products that I use. Any primer is gonna work, any bronzer is gonna work. Okay guys, so once I've got my face primed, I'm going to go in with my foundation. So the foundation choice that I'm going to use today is my Kat Von D Lock-It. And this is a full coverage foundation. As you can see, I don't really need full coverage, but sometimes I just want to wear it for the look. Okay guys, next is going to be your concealer. For this particular step, it's very important that you use a concealer that is just a tad bit lighter than your actual skin tone in order to get the bright effect that you want to contour. This is my particular shade of concealer. It doesn't look like it matches my face at all, and it's not supposed to. For anybody that's ever been confused on how to get that bright look around the eyes and stuff like that, this is how right here. So some concealers are more full coverage than others, so it's going to be very important that you remember how full coverage your concealer actually is. My Magic Star concealer by Jeffree Star goes a long way. It takes one dunk of this stuff just to contour my whole face and to get those areas bright that I really want. Keep that in mind when you are contouring, because you don't want to put too much on your face and make yourself look really ashy. So with this particular type of concealer, I'm going to do just a few lines, just like this. The look that you're going to try to get is kind of like a fan-shaped triangle, like so. So I like to drag my concealer down to like the bottom of my nose at least. For my nose, I like to go ahead and do the tip of it, like that. And then I go right here in between my eyes where my tear ducts are at, and I put a dot right there in between my eyebrows, and then I do like the little fan type thing on my forehead. Like, I hope this makes sense to you guys, because this is the best way that I can really explain it. So we're also going to do our Cupid's bow. I just like to trace the top of mine pretty much, just like that. And then for my chin, I just go in and do 2 lines on the bottom, and then I go right here on my jawline and I do a swipe. I kind of like try to line it up with the bottom of my ear where my ear meets my face, I guess, and then just go straight down, like skip maybe half an inch and then just do it right there. But everybody's face is different, so my measurements may not work for you. Okay, then I like to go ahead and take a flat top concealer brush, and I like to just go ahead and dab all of this in. You want to make sure that you blend it really well so nothing sticks out too much. And you guys, please do not rub, just dab. And just notice how, like, when I'm dabbing this in, I'm trying to blend it into my foundation as good as possible. So when I contour my chin, I kind of like to bring that all the way up, right underneath my bottom lip. And then as far as out goes, I don't like to pass the edges of my lips. So when I'm blending my chin in, I want to make sure that I keep it within this little square right here. Alright, so under the eyes, I kind of like to start toward the bottom and work my way up. And then I kind of drag it out like midway to my eyes, I guess. And then up, all the way up to my temple right here. And like I said, my concealer is really full coverage, so it does take more blending than some. Okay, so this is what my concealer looks like blended in on the right side. I'm going to go ahead and do the left. And if you're wondering how far you should go over or not, I try not to go past the edges of my nose because I don't want to get the brightness like onto the sides right here. If you're wondering how far down you should drag your concealer from underneath your eyes, I don't like to go past the bottom of my nose. Some people do take it further down. Like I said, it depends on your face shape, and because I already have that oval face, my contour doesn't have to be too extravagant. Okay, you guys, so as far as the forehead goes and the nose, for the nose I kind of just like to keep it where it's at, and I just do a dabbing motion over and over again. And I try to stay on the tip of it as much as possible. And then for your bridge right here, you can drag that down to about right to this point. If you guys kind of push up your nose, you can see where like I want it to stop. I don't want to put any concealer on that line right here because it'll make my nose look more like narrow. And then I'm just going to drag all of this up. And then I'm going to keep doing this fan shape out. I like to do mine to about the halfway point of my eyebrows. The key to contouring is blend, blend, blend. So if something looks too bright, just keep dabbing, y'all. Just keep it going. Just like this. And I know this is going to horrify some of you, but please don't be afraid to use your fingers, girl, because let me tell you what, I would rather be putting my fingers on my face and on my makeup, and my makeup be beautifully blended other than coming out looking like a patched up cow. So that's done for the concealer. Our face already looks so much brighter, and it just looks really good. I'm going to be using my contour and bronzer by Huda Beauty. This is the color medium. And for the brush, I like to take a angled, I guess would be considered a contour brush. So I'm just going to take a little bit of product. And if you kind of suck your cheeks in, you can see this natural line that you kind of want to follow. Mine's right here. So if I follow this all the way up on the natural line, it stops me like right here. Okay? So what I'm going to do is try to get this sharp line right here. And if you're concerned about how far to take it down, I try to stay on the sides of my face. If you have a more round face, then you might want to go in some more. But once I get that line made, then I just like to take and blend it. And guys, blending bronzer is probably even more important than blending your highlights and your concealer and stuff, because if not, it's gonna look like you took engine oil and just slapped it on the side of your face. Like, I'm not kidding. Okay, so same thing on this side. I will show you guys again. I'm just kind of like cutting my face in my imagination. Like, I don't know. So right there, and I'm going to apply that product like so. See? So I guess I can say that I don't like to go past the corner of my eye right here. And then you have your cheeks contoured. So that's what this should look like. Just like this. Alright, now I'm going to take some more of my product and I'm going to move down to my chin area. With my chin, if I go like this, I can kind of see that square again that we talked about earlier on the sides of the mouth. So you want to go to the outside of that square, to the bottom of your chin where your jawline is at, and stay outside of the square, and dab. Just a dot, like this. Here, let me make it darker just so you guys can see, and then I'll blend it in. Okay, so this is, you're not going to do it quite this high, but I'm just doing it this high so I can show you guys where it's supposed to be placed at. It's going to go on the bottom of your jawline, on the outside of this little square on your chin, just like so. And then when you blend it, you can drag it all the way back on the bottom of your face, kind of, and then make sort of a square shape toward the back of your jaws. Like, this is the shape that we want. This is the shape that we have, and this is like the shape that we want. If that makes sense. I have no idea if this is making any sense to you guys, but I hope so. If you guys can remember where we put that highlight on our jawline, then it's going to kind of go right underneath it. So basically, we're going to put these dots in between our chin concealer and in between the jaw concealer that we did. Then we're going to go underneath the jaw concealer, just like so, and cut it into this shape right here. Square. And that's the look that we get for the cheeks and the jaw. Okay, so now I'm going to take some more product, and I kind of have a rather large forehead. If you do not have a large forehead, then you are going to skip doing the middle part, and you're just going to put it right here on the corners or the outside. I don't think a forehead has corners. But you're just going to put it on like the sides of your forehead, kind of like so. But for those of you with bigger foreheads and you would like to bring your forehead in a little bit and make it smaller, you can also go across the top with it. And blending is important, guys. So I'm going to drag. I'm going to try to stay as close to my hairline as possible, but I'm going to drag that down to meet my bronzer on my cheeks. So we bring it all together. Okay, and voila. This is what our face comes out to look like. Next, I'm going to do my nose, and to some people this can be really hard, so I'm going to try to explain it the best that I can. I like to take this little angle eyeshadow brush that I have, and then I like to take my product, and, well, this is a cream bronzer, so normally I would do this for powdered bronzers. I just kind of take it up the sides of my nose without interrupting that little ball that we kind of put on the tip. So if you can kind of see where your nostrils meet like the tip of your nose and kind of like follow that line right there, I go under it just a little, just to make my nose look like it comes up just a little bit more. And I just blend all down the side of my nose. Just to give you guys a side view of what I'm doing. And then I also take it across above that ball right here to give it the pointed up look. Okay, so that's it for bronzer. This is what your face should look like when you're done contouring it. It sounds like a lot, but once you get the hang of it, it's really not that hard. It's something that a lot of people like to do before they do their bronzer. You can do this before or after, though. It doesn't really matter, just as long as you don't touch your bronzer. Take a flat kabuki brush and take some finishing powder that is, once again, a couple shades lighter than my skin tone. Kind of matches my concealer color, And my color is banana. And to set this, I kind of like to dab a little bit of this in those areas that I did put concealer at. Just to brighten it up just a little bit. And it makes the world of a difference, guys. And the forehead. So yeah, once you're done with that, it should look a little bit something like this. We've just basically applied this everywhere that we put our concealer at. Okay, so for our next step in contouring our face, we are going to take our Becca BFFs palette, and I am going to use the highlighter color in it called Dusted. And then we're going to highlight. So when it comes to highlighting, we are once again going to take our highlighter and put it everywhere that we put our concealer at, except on our jawbones right here. So you're going to go almost midpoint to your eye, and you're going to follow the top of your bronzer, okay? And guys, do not smear this all on the bottom of your eye, because if you do that, you're going to look really, really crazy. Let me just go to the other side of my face to show you guys a little bit better. We see where the top of our bronzer starts, so we're going to take and put the highlighter right on top of that, guys. So midpoint right here, pretty much where our nose is. We're going to go over, start right there, and follow the top of our bronzer. Alright, then we're going to do the ball of our nose, the bridge, and then right here in between our eyebrows. In order to give myself some dimension, I kind of like to not go all the way with it, so therefore I'm not going to drag it all the way out here where the concealer ends. I'm just going to kind of go in the middle of it. And then we're going to do our Cupid's bow and our chin. And the same thing with our chin. You don't want to drag it all the way to the edges of our concealer square. We're going to do just the middle. Alright, so that's what our face should look like when it's highlighted. And for the last step, we are just going to need to apply our blush. So I'm going to take a blush brush, and I'm going to go back into my Becca BFFs palette, and then I'm going to use the color on the bottom called Make Me Blush. And when I smile, it's going to kind of sandwich between the bronzer and our highlighter on the apples of our cheeks. Now we're going to take some setting spray, and mine is going to be my Becca Skin Love Glow Shield. And we're just going to set our makeup. If you liked this video, please subscribe, y'all. I really enjoyed doing this for you guys. So, yeah, I will be back later in the week with some fresh new content. Bye, y'all.